Hello, welcome back to Brock's Basement. This is going to be my comic book pull list for the week of July 24th, 2024. Um, it's San Diego Comic Con week, so this week's a little weird. Our time and shipment actually has not shown up yet. It's supposed to come today, Wednesday. Well, I'm recording this today, you know that, but hey. It's supposed to be here, but it is not. So tomorrow, while I am working on Wednesday, I have to check in the diamond stuff. So there's a couple books that might be missing from this pile. I'll most likely just do a video on those, or I'll throw those into the next video, or I might not just do them at all. I may just put a list in the comments. Who knows? Um, but we also just need to get into it. So first up, we have Batman Brave and the Bold, number 15. I am very far behind on it. I need to get caught up. Next up, we have Batman: The Dark Age, Book 4. This is a Mark Russell book. I read issue 1; it was fantastic. I love Mark Russell, so I cannot wait to just dive into the rest of these. Like maybe all in just one sitting. So we'll see. Next up, we have Ram V's Detective Comics. This is 1087. Yep, we're getting up to 1100. Not caught up with Detective, but I'll get there eventually. Like most of you are probably not caught up with it. Next up, we have an Absolute Power tie-in, and that's with Green Arrow number 14. So if you are if you're reading the Absolute Power stuff and you want to grab the tie-ins, that's one of them from this week. The next up is Harley Quinn issue 42. I am not caught up with Harley Quinn, so I don't know exactly where the character's at, but we'll see. Next up, we have a new number 1 from DC Black Label, and it is a sequel series. It's Nice House by the Sea this time. So James Tynion is going to be bringing us another book. I hear Nice House is good. I have not read it. I need to. I need to get to it, but who knows. Next up, we have Power Girl, number 11. I'm a little bit behind on Power Girl, so I'm not sure exactly how the stories panned out. The first handful were okay. I don't know how the House of Brainiac stuff went, but we'll see. Next up is Rook Exodus number 4. So I'm actually super stoked that this is out. I've read issue 1 and 2 and really liked them. I'm just waiting to get caught up with the rest of them. But definitely good stuff coming from Ghost Machine, Jeff Johns' imprint over at Image. And I highly recommend you check it out. They did do a preview issue, just Ghost Machine 1, kind of special. If you're curious, I highly recommend picking that up. We have plenty of copies at comicsconspiracy.biz, so head on over there and get yourself a copy. Next up, we have The Sacrificers, number 10. This is Rick Remender's book. I've really been enjoying The Sacrificers. It's amazing. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it hit something, and I'm enjoying it. So I think I need to read a couple issues, but for the most part, caught up. Next up, we have The Six Fingers, number 5. This is the book that coincides with The One Hand. I got caught up with it a little bit, and man, is it really good jumping back from one book to another, and kind of progression of the story. So I do highly recommend it, this as well as The One Hand. So yeah, curious to see how they're going to implement it in trade. Really curious. Next up is the one that started it for the Interjoined Universe at Image and Skybound, and that's the Void Rivals. This is issue number 11. I'm a few issues behind, but Void Rivals is fantastic. It's a slow burn of a book, but it's really solid, and yeah, I just really like it. And finally, on my pull list is Zatanna Bring Down the House by Mariko Tamaki with art by Javier Rodriguez. This is book 2. I read issue 1. I enjoyed it, so I can't wait to dive into this one and see where it goes. But Tamaki is great, and I love her stuff. So, I did grab some variants this week. First up is for Harley Quinn number 42. I grabbed the B variant by Lyrics. So I snagged that one up. And then we have the Ben Harvey cover D, I guess. I'm not sure. 6 is not D, but the Ben Harvey cover. But. And then Power Girl had a Terry Dodson and Rachel Dodson cover D, so I snagged that one up. And Zatanna, of course, had a wonderful Jenny Free-Zone variant and an Ariel Diaz variant that I grabbed. I think Ariel Diaz is going to be at Fan Expo this year, so I might. That's one of the people I might go check out and say hello to. So there's this one. And I did grab a couple graphic novels this week. First up is this is volume 3. This is Friday, book 3. The Christmas time. The Christmas time is here again. This is Ed Brubaker's like kids book, but it's not. It's like a YA book. Really, really great. First two trades are fantastic. Um, I highly, highly recommend this title. It's just really, really solid YA, mystery, horror, kind of mixed in together, but really, really solid stuff. If you have a chance, check out Friday. And we have a deluxe edition this week, so it means I have another copy of this book, but that's fine. And that is the Supergirl One of Tomorrow, the deluxe edition from Tom King with art by Bill Quest Evely. And man, does this thing look nice? It's got all the gold shiny stuff going on there. It's really, really solid. Not too heavy, so means the paper's lighter, but not necessarily poor quality. But yeah, really, really solid. It's $50 though. So the price of these are going up for the amount you're getting. So that is slightly disappointing, but hey, what can you do? So super stoked to add this to the collection. And it's getting towards the end of the month, and DC obviously doesn't like lining up with Marvel or previews. So they have their DC Connect for issue 51, which is the previews for stuff. This is the August previews for stuff on sale in October. They're all in, baby. So I'm going to go through this as usual. These are free normally, as well as Marvel previews and like the IDW previews are free. Previews normally cost some money, but that's how you like need to check your stuff and see what you want to get. But that's it for this week. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know what you're picking up, anything you're reading that you're really engaged with, all that fun stuff. Please keep it nice because the internet can be a crappy place. You can help, or you can also listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. We didn't record this week. People are going off to Comic-Con, so I don't know if we're going to record. We'll probably have a later date next week when we record. But there'll be Comic-Con talk and potentially Deadpool Wolverine talk. I'm going on Friday, so yeah, I already bought my tickets in advance, and yep, got myself ready to go. Looks fun, so cannot wait. But yeah, you can help me and my fellow conspirators out through Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees, get products. Thank you very much to all of our Patreon backers. It helps out immensely. You can help me out a little more directly by clicking on any of the Amazon links below. There'll be, of course, Supergirl and Friday will be up for this week, as well as a book I'm going to talk about in a second. And if you click on that, you buy it, or you click on that and it goes, I might get something. So thank you to those that do that. Or you can head over to my eBay page, Brock's Basement, on eBay, and I'm constantly purging stuff and getting rid of stuff. So head over there to see what I am getting rid of, and it might be something that you want. That's a lot. You can follow me on social media. My handle on Twitter in Bluesky is brocksager. You can find me on Instagram at Brock's Basement. That's Brock's with an apostrophe basement. And you can find me on TikTok. It's Brock's no apostrophe .basement on TikTok. So yeah, you can find me at those. But I just wanted to talk real quick at the end here about the novel that I'm reading right now. It's Stoner by John Williams. As you can see, I'm not finished with this book. I am almost halfway through it. But man, does this book hit just hard. I don't know why. It just has these moments that just hit, like scenes in a movie that are caught perfectly, like emotions, like there's just so much in here. And I find myself, I could have read this in honestly a day, but I've actually slowed down, and this is the first time I've slowed down reading a book, kind of just wanting to savor it as I go. And so it's really, really a solid book. It's probably going to end up being one of my top books, and I'll give it high ratings and recommend it to people for the rest of my life. But Stoner by John Williams. This is the New York, was it NYRB copy? I don't know what that is, but they're fancy, or they're simple but fancy little things. But if you have not yet checked it out, I would highly, highly recommend Stoner by John Williams. He has a couple other books that I might dive into after this. Some people say they're not as good, but it's still, the prose is really, really well done. And yeah, there's something about this book that's hitting the feels and just good. in a good way, even though it's really, really big stuff, even though it's very, very simple. So yeah, Stoner, John Williams. This will be in the link too. So that's it. It's hot. I'm gonna go watch Deadpool on Friday. Deadpool 3 with Wolverine. Yeah, I'll probably talk about that on the podcast, but I definitely will maybe try and do something here or on TikTok for you guys. Thanks for watching, and as usual, I will see you next time.